Ladies and gentlemen, in the aftermath of the censorship, in the dust as it rolled along the cursed earth, one man came forward, one man, and his name was Andrew Torba. And Andrew Torba kicked Jack Dorsey right in the balls. You want to know what he did? You want to know where we stand? Find out next. Ladies and gentlemen, James Lane here, and we are taking a look at this article right here. Gateway Pundit, all right, Jim Hoft has put this out, and he is letting us know that Andrew Torba, the CEO of Gab, has, like I said in the intro when I was making my Batman voice, or I guess you would call it like post-apocalyptic Judge Dredd Sylvester Stallone version, just without the, you know what I'm talking about. Listen, the Gab CEO kicked Jack Dorsey and all of the other Sundar, Zuckerberg, all those lovely folks in Silicon Valley, kicked them right in their silicon testicles. Ladies and gentlemen, the Gab CEO has restored, brought back from the dead, resurrected, brought back to life like a phoenix rising from the ashes. Andrew Torba has brought back Donald Trump's Twitter account, except it's not a Twitter account. It's a Gab account with every single tweet the president has ever tweeted. There's another one I could use. It's not very appropriate if children are listening, so I'm not going to do that TW word, but I just don't know how you would say tweet. I guess he tweeted it. We'll just call it tweeted it. Listen, Donald Trump isn't going anywhere. If you think that he's going to ride off into the sunset, like I've said in other episodes, other segments, you have another thing coming, folks. You have to understand that this man will find a home if he doesn't build his own social media platform. But whatever Mr. Torba has going on behind the scenes, for whatever it is, this was a very good chess move, sir. So I commend you, and I wish you luck in the times ahead, sir. I want to read through this article with you guys, all right? This is wow. It has an exclamation, and it's in all caps for anybody that's listening. So when I hear wow, well, I hear it in my head going, wow, W-O-W in big caps. Gab CEO defies tech tyrants, restores all of President Trump's tweets from Twitter, Trump's account on Gab, https, // No, but I don't even know why I'm reading that. No one's going to listen to that. Go to Gab and look up real Donald Trump. That's it. I don't have to www. No, we're not going there. All right. No, I'm not going to do a Minnesota Jesse Ventura accent. I'm not going to do it. Anyway, this is incredible. We're going to read this. Popular businessman and President Donald Trump had a social media account on Twitter for several years. Sorry, I went totally into Minnesota governor. And even before he was the president of the United States. Last week, Twitter, Facebook, and others banned and removed the U.S. president from their platforms. Okay, I got to stop doing that. It was a statement on the unprecedented power of their platforms and the power of collusion, ladies and gentlemen. Look, this is Newsmax, by the way, and I like Newsmax. Some people have had some issues with Newsmax. A good alternate station to get away from Fox. Folks, look at this. Things Trump is banned from. They could have said like applications or services. Services Trump are banned from. I don't know. It just doesn't look very professional. No offense to Newsmax, but anyway, the things Trump is banned from Snapchat, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Shopify, Twitch. Sorry, I had to. I'm a dad. Websites. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. For those listening, when I said Twitch, I went Twitch and I jerked like somebody experiencing an unfortunate seizure. Listen, he's banned from all of that and from websites selling Trump merchandise. Ridiculous, right? The tech giants want you to know who's boss and who'll decide what's acceptable discourse in this once free country. And that is true. There is nothing more blatant than what is happening right now. People like to argue election fraud and all that stuff, but this is so much more obvious than even that. Folks, they did it right in front of us. They silenced 75, 80 million of us in a single swoop. Multiple companies, multiple big tech companies, Amazon, Facebook, Twitter, all of them coming together like an axis of evil to crush, like a panzer division, to roll across Africa and take out Parler, take out whoever, to blitzkrieg across. I'm sorry. Am I in the wrong history? No, I'm not. You see, you have to understand that once upon a time, they didn't have a digital battlefield. They had a real battlefield. This is a new type of warfare, unfortunately, that's being waged against the people. It's being waged against the people from elitists and corporatists. We're talking about a merger of elite politicians and elite corporate kings and queens. Ladies and gentlemen, they own it all. But that's okay. We'll build. But the story didn't end here. Gab CEO Andrew Torba completely backed up President Trump's. I hope you see this, Andrew. I hope you see this and you go, man, that James Lane guy has some talent. We should probably use his voice for a Gab commercial because you're about to explode and you got little guys all around you. Little guys and gals, grassroots movements. We have over, 12, 13, 14, 15 plus people helping us here at the American Reveille, busting hump to catch that wave and spread the movement across the nation and wake American patriots up from their slumber and give them the tools they need to spread the truth. So, sir, I think Gab and the American Reveille should talk some turkey. Just saying, listen, I want to tell everybody that's thinking to themselves, oh my God, what a blatant self advertisement. Oh, what a blatantly gross. Listen, I'm going to tell you a little secret that nobody seems to understand. And some people have too much pride for. You never get anything in life if you don't ask. Plain and simple. Guy may never hear this, but I'm a PhD student in business. I have an MBA. I know what I'm doing. So I'm going to put it out here because you never know as you're building your networks and your pathways and you're building a large organization to help the right, to help the patriots, to wake up the Americans. When you're building something for that, sometimes little fairies come along and sprinkle magic pixie dust on stuff. Stay with me. They sprinkle magic pixie dust and you wake up in the morning and you go, I thought I didn't have anybody listening to the podcast, and now I have 10,000 people. Hard work, grind it out, ask for it. You may receive it. You may not. That's life. Anyway, sorry to go on a sidebar, all right? I don't mean to become a mentor guy over here. Not trying to lecture anybody. Let's get back to this, all right? So he backs up President Trump's Twitter account before it was deleted. He recreated the entire account on Gab. The entire account. The Gab CEO, we're going to read this, backed up President Trump's Twitter account before it was deleted and recreated him on Gab. What's even more impressive is he did this while traffic was up 700%. And I know that's true because all of us, including I with my 15,000 Parler followers, I know it's nothing special compared to the millions here on Gab, but we're trying to build, ladies and gentlemen. Brought them here, couldn't get people on because it was barely working. But Not your fault. Nobody expected bazillions of people to start jumping to Gab within a 24-hour period because nobody expected big tech to be so psychotic so quick. The Gab CEO pulls off the impossible for Trump. Incredible. And they're currently having their servers upgraded to handle the large influx in traffic. But we're told it should stabilize soon. Gab CEO completely backed it up, folks. Good stuff. Good stuff, 1,000%. And you know, I want to show you right now because I tried to show you Gab before on another one. Look at this. And it wasn't working. All right. And all day today, it was actually pretty stable for me. I was able to get some posts out. There were still some issues, but they're building. They're doing something. And I expect Parler to be back too. But I think that Clout Hub, I think they have potential. I think Gab has a lot of potential. Gab actually feels the most like Facebook, and Parler's kind of like Twitter and Reddit had a baby. So look, it came up, right? We're getting there. It's not perfect. And I can look it up right here. And for those listening, I'm just going and trying to load up Gab, and it's still having a little bit of issues, but that's okay. Like I said, things take a little time. Give them a break. These people are taking large investments. Mr. Torba is probably working 23-hour days. Trust me, I know, because I'm working a full-time job, going to school, got the family, sleeping 2 hours a night, doing this for almost a year straight, barely getting a night's rest. So trust me, I know. And I can imagine Andrew Torba is running like a Mad Hatter around the clock. All right. I want to try to look up Donald Trump, though. I really do, because I think it's worth you seeing. And one of these videos, we're going to get it to actually load up. Well, while that's loading, let's go to the website really quick. In the meantime, do me a favor, guys. Come to the website, www.americanreveille.com. I did not sleep good that day. For those listening, we're looking at a picture of my mug, my face, and God, those bags under my eyes, they probably look like crap right now, too. I'm exhausted, but that is okay. We have a duty here at the American Reveille. We'll sleep when sleep is meant for us, if that ever comes. Sign up for the Patriots Only newsletter, guys, right here. Sign up for our Patriots Only newsletter. That's Project Underground Railroad, Project Underground Railroad. While social media is wonky, while Parler's down, I'm getting you guys some daily updates. I'm giving you a direct line to me, to my content, and to content from reliable web sources, and I'm trying to put together reliable web sources for you guys to search around. It's the best that I can do, and we're trying to build upon it. Hopefully, if this thing goes longer than expected with Parler and takes a little longer for other things to stabilize, in the meantime, hopefully we will grow it, build it, expand upon it, partner with other content creators, other people to create almost like a network, an underground railroad of sorts. Folks, it's very important that you sign up for that newsletter. Now, if for some reason it doesn't let you can't get through the CAPTCHA, email me directly, James Lane at AmericanReveille.com, REVEILLE, James Lane at AmericanReveille.com. All right, let's go back to Gab really quick and look. Yeah, see, error fetching search results. Listen, Mr. Torba, I don't mean anything wrong with this. I'm not trying to show people bad stuff, but the other day this wasn't even loading. I'm going to show progression. You couldn't even get the page up. Now we're getting some sporadic issues, but for the most part, it's stabilizing. All right. And there's some browsers and certain things that they're coming up with and doing stuff with that are supposed to make it even more smooth. I see this as a progression. I don't see this having problems within the next, looking at how it's moved, how the speed at which Gab has improved itself and upgraded itself. I'm guessing within the next 72 hours, it should be stable. I'm guessing that. You never know. I work in technology for my day job. So trust me, it's obvious. They've obviously progressed in a positive direction with Gab. And the same with Cloud Hub. It has some issues too, but it's been running pretty stable. All right. I like those sites. I think you guys should check those sites out. But, going back to this article really quick with the Gab CEO defying tech tyrants, I think that was a very smart move, backing it up there. I think that puts Trump in an interesting position. I think that he'll definitely come to the site. He should, at least. He might not. You never know. I know that people want him on Parler, but he could be on both, and he could even start his own. It's a free world out there in the internet. At least we think it is. But I would like to, again, commend Andrew Torba. That was good foresight on you, sir. From a CEO to another CEO in a different stage of the CEO evolution, obviously, than you, sir, but a CEO nonetheless. I salute you. I was going to actually see that thing. Like, it looks stupid now. For those that are listening, I was going to raise my hand and do like a little silly salute, like, and unfortunately, that wasn't in the cards because my hand hit this mic pole here. And then I just looked like I went, bleh, bleh. Anyway, I got to stop being so animated. Or I got to get like one of those little stands like Glenn Beck has, so I could speak into it on the desk. And then I can flail my arms wherever I want. And I'm not going to slap anything on the desk off and, knock computer monitors over by accident. You might not know this about me, and I might be practically decaying because of half the freaking gyms in the country being closed and me working around the clock and barely eating sometimes like a silly person. But I'm 6 foot tall. I'm 240 pounds. I'm a pretty wide guy. So I knock into everything. I'm like a refrigerator. Not as hard of a refrigerator as I once was, but more like a refrigerator that was unplugged for a while and the ice maker is kind of leaking out of the door. Just don't even think about that. Anyway, look, at Gab, it was good. I like it. I like how it's set up. It has a ton of potential. I think the same about CloutHub. I don't necessarily like the 300 limit on CloutHub, but I was never a Twitter guy anyway, so I prefer Parler to CloutHub, but they all have potential. And I wish Andrew Torba the best of luck. John Matsey, too. I hope that he recovers from on Parler and they pull some stuff off. We'll see where it goes. But I think it was a good move. I think the president, I was saying like a week ago when I saw the profile on there before this story was ever out, I was like, I think the president has something to do with Gab. People were like, nah, you're crazy. Obviously, I'm not crazy. So, folks, thank you so much for that. Do me a favor. All right, guys, if you would like to be generous, if you have a little extra and you have a business, you have something like that, you want to see us be more successful, please do me a favor. Go to AmericanReveille.com. Hit the donate tab right there and give us some Bitcoin or give us a donation, anything you'd like. We are on PayPal. I know what's going on with PayPal, and I am looking for an alternative host, and I will get off PayPal as soon as possible. But guys, your donations make it possible for me to do what I do. We were able to fix the computer when it went down. This box here, I have an audio interface that you can't really see there, and it's actually shorting out, and I have to like wiggle it and hold the wires a certain way, and sometimes it screws up the audio. A couple episodes ago on the podcast with that real bad audio, that's where that came from. So with your donations, because I support this whole thing with my day job. It's just that and donations at this point. So with your donations, I was actually able to get some upgrades that we desperately needed because this audio interface is about to crap out. And obviously we want to scale up the operation. So I was able to get these special USB cables that are of a professional high-tech grade. I was able to get more mic cables right here. That's some good stuff. And then obviously the creme de la creme. Let me show you guys this. Oh yeah. So this is a big old 12-channel Mackie mixer. This mixer has all of the things I need on here because my voice sounds this good. Obviously it sounds this good normally, but you run it through mastering. You run it through mixing, just like somebody cleans up audio for a rock album or something like that. I know how to do that. So I obviously clean my voice up, all right? It takes a lot of time doing the mixing, mastering, and editing. This board will allow me to make my voice sound professional and of a professional audio quality while it's live. So we can start branching into live streams. We can start putting equipment off of this and taking phone calls, not just like live stream chat. We could start having some fun and taking phone calls, doing some interesting interactive things. It has the effects I need on here. It has the stability. It's a professional piece of gear. It would allow me to run multiple guests once we build the studio down the road. I mean, honestly, not down the road like up the street, but down the road like in a year or two or whatever. But this is a very important piece of equipment, and it costs like $400. So I just want to say thank you guys so much. This is a business asset that's going to be written off in the business taxes. All right. And it came from you guys. All right. So you guys are the American Reveille. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. All right. I hope you'll subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave a comment, share. All right. Regardless of if they kick me off YouTube tomorrow or wherever you're watching this, we're on Rumble as well. We're all over. Do what you got to do to spread the word on this so we can wake as many people up as possible, folks. All right. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, and I know we're Apple is ridiculous, but it's still the podcast platform that reaches the most people, and there are patriots using it. So if you're on there, 5-star rating, even if you don't want to use it, just go on there, download my episodes, share them around as much as you can. 5-star rating, leave a review, let it go up the rankings until they kick me the hell off of there. So at least more patriots can see it and spread the word. All right, folks. And don't forget, go to www.americanreveille.com. All right. Go there and hit the newsletter tab. Sign up for Project Underground Railroad. Get your updates. Get your direct message from me. All right. This is going to be something special that I'm trying to put out. We'll see if it goes anywhere. But honestly, I think we need to establish lines of communication, because now we know that the left can attack our social media whenever they want. It's unacceptable. All right, guys. So something to think about. Again, thank you so much for those who gave donations. You guys are awesome, and everybody else, you're awesome too. And remember, if you can't give a donation, don't feel bad. Don't feel crappy or anything like that. Everybody's doing the best they can right now. All I ask of you is to talk about the American Reveille, share the American Reveille, tell your wife, your husband, your kids, your parents, your pastor, your dentist, tell everybody, spread the word, because the bigger we get, the more we can do some good out here. All right. We're not a nonprofit. We're an actual company. I plan on building some really cool stuff for you guys. I really do. All right. But it takes time. It takes growth. It takes certain things to attract investors so that we can build this thing the right way. And right now we are all grassroots. We have core values, folks. We're not going to break them. All right. We support 2A. We support Kyle Rittenhouse. We support President Trump. We do not bow or buckle on our core values, folks. That is not in our nature. That's not what we do. All right, folks. We will never take left-wing big-name sponsors, and we will always support mom and pop shops and small businesses. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for letting me talk your ear off tonight. And I will probably be recording another video tomorrow. I don't know if I can squeeze one out tonight. I have a lot of paperwork for the Reveille. All right, guys. So thank you so much. Have a great evening, and I'll see you next time. Bye.